Okay, well, Mr. Beneficiary, take you and your trust back to jail.
Permission
I ask the questions, you give the answers. Is that clear?
Mr. Beneficiary, you should not talk over to the court. I thank you very much. Thank you.
That is not fair. You cannot do this. Under oath and on record, you cannot do this.
If you're not Mr. Pollard, then you're not here. The warrant will be for your arrest, and you can sit in jail till you rot for all I care.
That's fine, Your Honor, but that's
Deputy, you can remove him. He's not here.
he's not here today because he doesn't exist.
All right, guys. Today we've got a seriously dangerous sovereign citizen in court. He's facing 4 separate hearings, and let me tell you, he gives every single judge a hard time. This guy is no joke. He's done some truly unthinkable things, and the way he tries to act like the rules don't apply to him is just wild. I won't spoil anything, but you won't believe how he behaves. Thankfully, the judges in this video handle him absolutely perfectly, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think he deserves for the crimes he's committed. Trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for this one. Let's dive in. Clip.
Your whole name?
Beneficiary.
Oh, he done this before.
What's his name?
The beneficiary.
Yeah. First name, Mr. Beneficiary.
Are you stating that the trust that we are administrating is the Kevin Pollard Trust? If so,
I'm asking you what your name is.
my name is the beneficiary of the trust.
Of whose trust?
Are you stating that the trust that we are now administrating is the Kevin Pollard Trust, Your Honor?
Okay, I'm
If
gonna
so,
recall him. Bring up somebody else. Put him aside. We'll call him at the end. Sir, is your name the beneficiary, Kevin Teron Anthony Pollard? Yes or no?
I'm the beneficiary of the trust, Your Honor. Are you stating that the trust that we are now administrating is the Kevin Pollard Trust?
Are you Kevin Pollard? I'm asking you.
Is the trust that we are now administrating?
Sir, I ask the questions here. You give me yes or no answers.
You're asking for my permission
I ask the questions. You give the answers. Is that clear?
It's very clear.
Okay, listen.
Yes.
Are you also known by the name of Kevin Pollard amongst other names? Yes or no?
Are you stating that the trust that we are now administrating is the Kevin Pollard Trust, Your Honor? If so, Kevin Pollard is in fact present today. It is you that is Kevin Pollard, Your Honor. It is you.
Really?
Yes, Your Honor.
Really?
It is you. That is Kevin Pollard. Yes, Your Honor.
Kevin Pollard.
You are Kevin Pollard today, Your Honor. I am the beneficiary.
And then who are you?
I am the beneficiary of the trust.
Okay, well, Mr. Beneficiary, take you and your trust back to jail.
I have some questions for the clerk, Your Honor.
No.
I have. Can I speak to the clerk before we go any further?
You know what? I'm put you in timeout. Get your mind right, Mr. Pollard.
Yes, sir. Can I have the clerk present? Please, Your Honor.
Don't give in.
Please have the clerk present in a Zoom meeting.
You know what? If you answer my questions, I'll consider it.
Okay. What's the question?
What's your name?
The beneficiary.
All right, Mr. Beneficiary, put you back in timeout.
Back in timeout. This judge is really giving us a show right now. And honestly, I'm here for it. I am so tired of the usual judges who just sit there letting people run their mouths with zero consequences. But not this guy. He's got the patience of a parent who's already counted to 3 and is done playing games. It's honestly a breath of fresh air. Because judges do have the authority to maintain order in the courtroom under contempt of court laws, That means if you act like a fool, they can fine you, kick you out, or even throw you in jail for a bit. I just don't get why some judges refuse to put their foot down. When they don't, the courtroom turns into some kind of reality TV drama. Not in a good way. But this judge, he's not having it. I'm giving him a solid 10 out of 10 so far. Now, I know some of you might think he's too hard. I've seen those comments before, but I honestly think we need more judges like this. What do you guys think? Drop your thoughts below. Let's get back into it. Clip.
All right, beneficiary. I'm going to give you another chance in front of another magistrate.
That's no problem. Can I have the clerk present, please?
Hey, sir, I'm Magistrate Chartea. DDC.
Excuse me? Yeah.
I'm talking to the DDC officer.
Yes.
DDC?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The gentleman that is in front of the screen, in front of camera 1, what name do you have him listed as?
Kevin Pollard.
Do you have a middle name?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you have a Kevin Pollard. Okay, and sir, you're identified as Kevin Pollard, but you're considering yourself the beneficiary. Is that correct, sir?
Are we on the record?
We are. Everything is on the record.
Okay, are you stating that the trust that we are now administrating is the Kevin Pollard trust, ma'am?
I'm not administrating any trust because there is no trust in front of me. But what I'm asking you is, you call yourself the beneficiary. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, no problem. I have case number is 240-5538101. People of the state of Michigan versus Kevin Theron Anthony Pollard, who is listed by DDC as Kevin Pollard. However, the gentleman has identified himself as the beneficiary.
You representing as Kevin Pollard today, Your Honor?
Mr. Pollard,
I'm not.
Mr. Pollard, now, as your counsel, I am going to advise that you stop speaking and allow the judge to speak.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel Kirkland.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Shava Kirkland on behalf of Mr. Pollard, who has been advised of his rights, wishes to stand mute and waive the formal reading.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are February 2nd, 2024. It is a probable cause conference, followed by preliminary examination, February 8th, 1:30 p.m. Both matters are in front of Judge King. The probable cause conference, it is at 8:30 in the morning. Mr. Beneficiary, you should not talk over to the court. I thank you very much.
You are under oath and you are on record. And I'm asking you,
beneficiary, I have not sworn you under oath. I am under oath, so I am doing all this. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. I already given the court dates while this case is pending, sir. Okay, there should be no contact with the individual.
You are not allowed to state what the judgment is. That is my job.
Mr. Pollard, I do want to let you know that the person.
Okay.
I have a question for the clerk.
Okay.
I have a question for the clerk.
A moment.
I have a question for the clerk.
You will give an opportunity, sir. You will give an opportunity. Let me finish. The people, go ahead, Esteban.
Yeah, the people are asking for $250,000 cash bond, no cash, no surety. If he's able to ever post bond, we'd like GPS tether with home arrest. The defendant, Your Honor, has a continuing situation where he entices young girls on the internet from Arizona in this particular case, and previously on 10/23/2023 in another case where he enticed people.
This dude should already be charged with contempt, no doubt about it. He's straight up disrespecting the court and turning the entire process into a joke. It's like he really thinks there are no real consequences for his actions, and that's bad enough. But what makes it worse is that he's encouraging this kind of behavior, which could seriously influence younger people who don't yet understand the weight of their decisions. That's just not okay. it's one thing to mess up your own life, but when you start setting an example that could drag others down with you, especially those who are still impressionable, that's a whole other level of dangerous. And let's not forget, this isn't some minor traffic case or a petty charge. Usually, when we see sovereign citizens acting out like this, it's over something like a suspended license, but this guy, he's facing serious prison time, and yet he's acting like he's above it all. Honestly, it's scary to think someone like this could end up back on the streets one day. He's not just a danger to himself, he's a danger to others, and he needs to be locked up for a long time.
He's been arrested 3 different times for criminal sexual conduct. The first case, he was found not guilty back on 5/15/2015. The 10/21/2023 case, where he was criminal sexual conduct first degree and also contributing alcohol to a minor, 2 counts of that, was at the exam dismissed without prejudice. In our particular case we have here today, Your Honor, the victim is from Arizona. She came here after having a relationship, not the victim, but one of the witnesses came here after having a 3-year relationship with this defendant on the internet. When she turned 18, she came to visit. And also, Mr. Pollard introduced her to another girl who is also from Arizona. The other girl brought her niece or her, I forgot who, the relationship, but her 7-year-old niece with her to visit Mr. Pollard. And what happened then, because the person was tired from traveling, she fell asleep in the living room. When she woke up, she went into the bedroom, and there was Mr. Pollard with the 7-year-old girl. He then said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Well, we're playing video games." So the woman, the adult in the room, she falls asleep again. And then she is awakened by the 7-year-old girl and asked to leave. The 7-year-old girl then tells her mother that Mr. Pollard touched her, rubbed her, he says, okay? He said, accidentally is what he's trying to tell us what happened. The situation is she's told the 7-year-old child has told TED Talk that he did this. He's told Protective Services that he did this. And as far as I'm concerned, Judge, he fits the category of a predator because he did the same thing in the 10/23/2023 case of enticing young people from other parts of the country, perhaps, I don't know where exactly, to come and see him on the internet. So we're asking for $250,000 cash bond, no surety, and GPS tabular if he's ever be able to post bond, Your Honor. Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, that bond is kind of high, but honestly, in this case, it feels low. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's being charged with unthinkable crimes, and on top of that, he's out here mocking the court and talking over the judge like he's somehow above it all. It's insane. The level of arrogance is just off the charts, and it really shows you who this guy truly is. Now, I know some of you might think I'm being harsh, but come on, this dude is a predator. He's dangerous, disrespectful, and completely unwilling to take any of this seriously. A bond closer to $1 million feels way more appropriate for someone like that. Let me know in the comments, do you think the bond should be higher? Because honestly, in my opinion, it needs to be quadrupled. All right, let's dive back in and see what the judge decides on his bond.
Counsel Kirkland, go ahead, Esteban, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd ask this court, understanding the seriousness of these charges, for a 10% bond if this court is not inclined to do a high personal bond. So one, I know the bulk of Brother Counsel's argument was this dismissed case from last year. I'd ask that this court sentence him based on these allegations and the facts and details surrounding this case. This is a 2020 case. And the woman that he met was 20 years old, or that came to see him was a 20-year-old woman, was not an underage woman. And the allegation is that she brought her, I believe, goddaughter to the home. Now, there are different variations because a couple different stories are told as to what occurred there, but Mr. Pollard has maintained that he did not sexually assault the little girl. I'm not sure why this case wasn't charged until 2024, but it is a 4-year-old case. My understanding is that I don't believe he's had any convictions since then. He is a lifelong resident, has a child, so he has strong ties to the community. He also owns a lawn service here. At this point, there's no amount of bond that he can't afford to pay, so even a 10% bond would be unaffordable for him. But given the age of this case and his lack of issues since this, I'd ask that this court consider a high personal bond, if not that, a 10% bond.
Thank you. I've heard the representations from both sides in this particular matter in reference to the beneficiary who is listed by the court or by DDC as Kevin Pollard, is that in this particular matter, even though this is from 2020, okay, there was a forensic interview, Kids Talk, with the victim, and she disclosed that she was touched by the defendant and that he rubbed her with his hand. This court is not considering the other cases that were dismissed without prejudice. Okay, this court is only going with this matter. In reference to this gentleman, the defendant, bond is going to be $250,000 cash. There's going to be a GPS tether, home arrest. Further, okay, it's going to be unaffordable. So today is Friday. He's going to get another court date. Today's the 26th. January 29th, 2024, 9 o'clock in front of Judge McConigal, who's going to be looking at the bond amount and bond conditions. Also, there is one other thing. This court looks at clear and convincing evidence standard, okay, based on the representation, based on the reading. This court is convinced that Mr. Pollard, okay, I'm sorry, the beneficiary, okay, that he is a predator in this particular matter. That's why we're putting at $250,000 cash, GPS tether, house arrest. He does have the unaffordable bond redetermination for this Monday, January 29th, 2024, 9 o'clock in front of Judge McConigal. Also, there's another bond condition. He's not to be around any minor children. That concludes the arraignment of the beneficiary, also known as Kevin Pollard. Madam Clerk.
Pre-trial,
Do you wish to talk to the gentleman that's in front of the screen?
Judge.
Okay. Just so for the record, is that the clerk has declined to talk to the gentleman in front of the screen.
No, that is not fair.
Thank you.
That is not fair. You cannot do this. Under oath and on record, you cannot do this. I have rights, and you violated them, and you was not my judge.
Okay, you go. Go ahead and do whatever.
You cannot do that.
Does this dude really think the judge is just gonna be like, you're right, this isn't fair? Camus, on this guy was literally messing with underage people. There is no way the judge is giving him a free pass. The court obviously has jurisdiction, and if he hasn't figured that out yet, he's sitting in a prison cell right now. So no matter how much he whines or complains, he's not going anywhere. It's honestly ridiculous that he thinks he can talk his way out of this. Like Duger in a cell. The denial is unreal, and I won't lie, it's kind of funny at this point, But, alright, let's dive into his bond redetermination hearing. He's trying to get his $250,000 bond lowered, and spoiler alert, the judge is not playing around. Things get really heated, so buckle up. Let's get into it.
Yes, okay. What is the bond for your client? Is it $250,000?
Yes, that's correct.
Argument.
Judge, my client's 38 years of age. He's on Social Security disability, Judge. I don't see any criminal history for Mr. Pollard, Your Honor. He lives in the city, does have a child. Your Honor, this alleged incident occurred back in 2020. So it's some 4 years ago. Obviously, it's a serious case, obviously. But it's 4 years old, Judge. He has no priors. I'm asking respectfully for a reduction in bond. The bond is $250,000 cash. Judge, I know the court will impose a GPS tether. I already know that, Judge. My client, in fact, Judge, he has a tether already on. He has a tether already on. Let me be clear about that. there's a misdemeanor, and I apologize, Judge, if I said something wrong initially. There's a misdemeanor that he has to tether for, so it's a misdemeanor.
Okay.
Your Honor. And he does a lawn care service, so he does have some work that he does, but the court doesn't have to worry about tether. I'm just asking for a reduction in bond to either a high some type of 10% bond. I think 250,000, Judge, is excessive. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Prosecutor.
Judge, the defendant on the screen today in the top left, he's being charged with assaulting a the assault allegedly happened at his house in his bed. Your Honor, this is an individual who allegedly is self-proclaimed part of the tribe of Judah. This is also an individual that I actually had the opportunity to watch the arraignment regarding the defendant in this case, gave the magistrate such a hard time that multiple magistrates actually ended up having to handle the matter because he wouldn't give up his name or his identity. Now, being charged with this and now knowing what his past is like, I may refrain from giving a magistrate or a judge my name as well. Because, Judge, the situation that Mr. Reagan is talking about that the defendant's involved in right now, it has to do with selling and furnishing alcohol to minors, to a 12-year-old and 14-year-old. It actually originally began as a criminal sexual conduct first degree where the defendant allegedly was having sex with the 12.
All right, sorry for the cuts. Guys, I can't say the age is involved here because of YouTube's rules, not that you'd want to hear those details anyway, but I know the edits can be a little annoying, so I appreciate your understanding. But seriously, this dude is dangerous. We're not talking about some random troublemaker. This guy is a real threat. So, when you look at the $250,000 bond, honestly, it's not enough. On top of everything else, he's apparently affiliated with the Hebrew Israelite movement, which, if you don't know, is often considered a branch of the sovereign citizen ideology. Now, not all groups under that label act the same, but there are definitely some extreme factions within it that promote hate, racial superiority, and other really toxic beliefs. And unfortunately, this guy seems to fall in that camp. So when you combine all of that, his dangerous criminal behavior and the extremist ideology, it paints a very serious picture. This man is way more dangerous than people realize. Now, I've got to give credit to the prosecutor. He's doing an incredible job calling all of this out. He's not letting this sovereign citizen twist things or dodge responsibility. You can just tell he's prepared, confident, and not backing down. The case is honestly starting to fall apart for the defendant in real time. And it's wild to watch. But don't go anywhere because the judge is about to drop a bomb on this guy. Let's dive in and see what happens next.
But, Your Honor, based on apparently the idea that somebody didn't appear at a hearing, it was reduced to the selling and furnishing of the alcohol. So he has an ongoing matter right now, Judge. He's on bond. We have this particular matter, allegedly, where this individual ended up touching a 7-year-old's. We have corroboration to that, Judge. And, Your Honor, with all due respect, the way that the people see this defendant, based on previously being charged, now being charged with another CSC first degree, we find him to be a predator. Not only that, Judge, we find him to be mentally unstable. He's currently on a case regarding minors. And just plain and simple, Judge, we find him to be a danger to the community. Therefore, Judge, we do feel as though a high cash bond is appropriate. We do feel as though the magistrate got it right here in terms of the $250,000 cash, not just to this particular complainant, but kids, all kids. This is one of those individuals where we feel as though he poses a danger to everybody.
See, where we I haven't heard their arguments of counsel. Where this gets a little dicey for concerning bond is that we have a situation where the defendant allegedly, I guess an 18-year-old comes in town to visit with him for her birthday. She turned 18, so she comes to see the 37-year-old who she's been in a long-term relationship with for the last 3 years. So I guess he would have been 34 starting the relationship with the 50-year-old. Allegedly, she talks to a friend and they come over and the 7-year-old is over. The girl comes and finds the two of them in the bed, and then the mother contacts a person asking who is this Kevin guy, because her daughter says he touched her. So, and then we have another case of furnishing alcohol to 12-year-olds, and whether there's sex there or not sex there. We have a pattern that's a little bit concerning. It's a lot of minors, a lot of alcohol, a lot of sex allegations, a lot of molestation allegations, a lot of flying people in who are kids and teenagers. And so we're real concerned about this. So the $250,000 bond is an unaffordable bond. And so the court does find that this defendant is a danger to all kids. He's just a danger. The court is going to disagree with the magistrate on this, and I know the magistrate or magistrates had some issues with this defendant, and they used the information that they had at this time to come up with the $250,000 bond. But the court does find that Mr. Pollard poses a great danger to the community, and a $250,000 bond is unaffordable, but it's not enough. It's not enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to add something to it to make sure he's incapacitated. But if he posts the bond, then that means we know that he'll appear for court. So the bond is going to be increased to $1 million, and that'll be $1 million cash.
Oh my gosh, was not expecting that. When I first heard the judge set the bond at $1 million, I was like, wait, is this for real? That's a pretty serious number, but honestly, for the kind of charges this guy is facing, I think it's completely justified. Let me know if you guys agree. But a $1 million bond is basically the court's way of saying, you're not just walking out of here, like this is no big deal. Even if somehow he manages to post it, he's not going to want to lose that kind of money, especially not the $100,000 minimum. Most bondsmen would require upfront. It sends a loud and clear message. They are not messing around with this guy. And honestly, watching the prosecutor, the judge, and even this guy's own attorney, it feels like everyone in that courtroom is done with him. His own lawyer looks like he doesn't even want to be there. Like he's just waiting for this circus to be over. I really hope he doesn't manage to post that bond. But let me know in the comments, do you think the $1 million bond is fair? Or do you think it should have been even higher? Either way, that's a lot of money, Dot.
If he makes the $1 million, then he'll be placed under house arrest with GPS tether. Mr. Pollard is not to have any interactions with anyone under the age of 18, whether they're family, whether he knows them. He's not to be around anyone under the age of 18. If he is, that will violate this bond. Thank you.
So, Judge, the bond was $250,000 cash.
Yeah. And now it's $1 million cash. Now it's $1 million cash. Okay. It's $1 million now. It's $1 million now. Okay,
because he's on Social Security disability now. Can't afford it.
I understand, but the court finds that Mr. Pollard, it may be some serial actions going on right here, and I don't really know if he's like a serial rapist. I don't know if there are other children that he just lays in the bed with allegedly and touches, or there's other year-olds, or if he's flying other 18-year-olds out to celebrate their birthday. I'm not sure. So what we have to do is we're going to err on the side of caution and
Right,
make sure that Mr. Pollard is not able, at least right now, to be able to engage or even be charged with engaging in these type of activities.
Yeah, no, Judge, I get it. I know it's rough when the allegations are from January of 2020, but the prosecutor doesn't charge until January 24. I mean, you know,
it's when, you know, but it looks like it wasn't until October 14th of 2023 when the mother called asking, who is this Kevin guy? So that we just kind of got that information, and I'm not sure when the 12-year-old, I'm not sure when all the 12-year-old and the alcohol, when that happened. So it's a lot, Mr. Reagan. And so the timeline may get a little bit jumbled, but it's a lot of kids, teenagers, alcohol, sex, molestation. It's kind of blending. And so, you know, we're here where we are.
Yes, sir.
Right, thank you. Ms. Pollard, you can leave.
All right, guys, before we jump into the last two hearings with this sovereign citizen, just know things are about to get super intense. This next judge, whole different level. He's strict, no nonsense, and absolutely does not play any of these sovereign citizen games. You're going to see him shut this guy down quick, and honestly, it is so satisfying to watch. But before we dive into that, I want to hear from you. I love reading your comments, and I genuinely want to know, do you think the $1 million bond was fair? Personally, I think it was totally justified, but I know opinions vary. So let me know what you think down below. All right, let's get back into it and see what this next judge has to say to this sovereign idiot.
And good morning, Your Honor. Nicole James, appearing on behalf of Mr. Pollard. My P number is 58961.
All right. What's your pleasure, counsel? Oh, Mr. Pollard, unmute yourself and tell us your name, sir. Mr. Pollard. Have them unmute you so you can tell us your name. Tell me your name, sir.
I exercise my right to remain silent.
You don't want to tell us your name?
I'm the beneficiary.
Beneficiary of what?
Of the trust that we are now here to administrate.
Okay, that's fine. Can you tell me your name?
Excuse me?
Can you tell me your name?
The beneficiary of the trust, Your Honor. I'm not
beneficiary of trust.
I'm not here summoned here as the name. I'm summoned as the trust. It'll be a contradiction.
I'm looking for Kevin Pollard. If he's not here, I will capious him.
Your Honor, you are appearing as Kevin Pollard today.
No, I'm not. My name is Kenneth King.
No, Your Honor, you are the trustee of the administrate, the trust that we are now here to administrate. It is a
I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. I'm just looking for Kevin Pollard. If you're not him, then I'll issue an arrest warrant for Kevin Pollard because he's supposed to be here.
Under trust law, it's a contradiction for one to be the beneficiary and the trustee, Your Honor.
All right, you're talking a different language to me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Miss James, how would you like to proceed?
Judge, originally I was going to ask that it be set for a preliminary examination, but it sounds like it may be a competency issue. So Judge, what I'm going to ask the court to do, I have an appointment to meet with Mr. Pollard this afternoon. I'm going to ask the court if you would, we can set an exam date, but we could also set Monday as a review date.
Okay, why don't we just do that before we set an exam date?
Okay.
The court will adjourn the probable cause conference. If you're able to find Mr. Pollard, we'll adjourn the probable cause conference to February 5th at 8:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
Find Mr. Pollard and I will issue a capious for his arrest.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Sir, in Wayne County Jail, what's your name?
There you go.
Say your name.
Say your name, sir.
For me,
Yeah.
the beneficiary of the state. I'm here today for the state.
What's your name, sir? I don't know who the beneficiary is.
Excuse me?
What is your name?
I'm coming to appear as the beneficiary of the state, Your Honor.
Okay, forget all that. What did your mom call you when she named you? I have no idea who you are, sir. Okay, well, you're gonna sit there until I figure out who you are.
I'm not under that jurisdiction to consent to the name, Your Honor. That's appearing under your jurisdiction.
Your case is then, because I'm looking for Mr. Pollard. If you're not Mr. Pollard, then you're not here, and a warrant will be for your arrest, and you can sit in jail till you rot for all I care.
That's fine, Your Honor, but that's
Deputy, you can remove him. He's not here.
he's not here today because he doesn't exist.
Okay, bye.
The all caps entity.
I'm talking to you. Goodbye.
I seriously love when judges handle sovereign citizens like this. No BS, just straight law. No emotion. It's honestly refreshing to see someone stand their ground and not let these guys twist the system or weasel their way out of accountability. Now, with this particular sovereign citizen, I've gotta say, there's something really off. Like, it's not just someone trying to dodge charges. You can tell just by looking at him that he's all kinds of messed up. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something deeper going on mentally. It's honestly concerning. And to be real, I've got a strong feeling this guy is a serial offender based on everything we've seen today and just the way he carries. Mustafa, I really believe he's done a lot more than what's been brought up in court. There's just something about his vibe that says this isn't his first time or his worst. Anyway, let me know what you thought of this hearing. I thought it was super satisfying to see this guy finally get put in his place, especially with that $1 million bond. I mean, seriously, I've never seen anything quite like that before. And hey, if you're enjoying this kind of content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post every single day, and trust me, there's a lot more where this came from. I appreciate every single one of you for watching. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.